Yo, what's up, everybody? Hope everyone is doing fantastic on this Tuesday, March the 28th. We're going to have 6 games on the schedule. We're going to look at all these games, break them down, do our analysis, and see if we can come up with some picks. Guys, before I get started, let me say yesterday's games were extremely tough, guys. I recommend everyone don't put in any bets early. Always wait until you get all the information necessary before you put your bets in. Yesterday, on almost all the games, we had some major surprises on the injury report. Technical fouls getting rescinded, Luka being eligible to play, Indiana holding out players, and Embiid and Harden both looking like they were going to play. They were both held out. Just a bunch of stuff going on, guys. I had to do a late night video to update the plays. Came up with a little parlay. It hit very easily. Guys, that's why I always say subscribe and hit the notification bell to get alerted when my videos come on. I did an update, and it looks like from now until the end of the regular season, we're gonna have to do updates because there's some funky stuff going on in these games. Anyways, guys, we're gonna do the best we can with what we got right now, and if we need to, we'll keep updating the plays later on in the day. With that being said, guys, let's get started. In the first game of the night, guys, we've got the Boston Celtics traveling to the country's capital to take on the Washington Wizards. The Celtics currently are 11.5-point favorites. I had Boston favored by 12. The only thing we really need to look at in this spot, guys, is Boston. We have to look at the injury report, see who is playing. Currently, it looks like everyone's going to be in. Jason Tatum missed the last game that they played against the Spurs at home. That big beatdown that they put on the Spurs. They've been off since Sunday. Had a rest day in between. It looks like Tatum's going to be playing in this game. Scheduling has been fairly good to the Celtics. They have not had a back-to-back in some time now. And this looks like the last game that they're going to have, last warm-up game before their big game on Thursday against the Milwaukee Bucks. A very big game on Thursday. The Wizards, guys, we'll mention them real quick. We know that they're just playing out the season. Their main guys are not playing. Kuzma, Beal still out. Monte Morris questionable, and we also see Daniel Gafford now also added to that list. I don't know how much the Wizards are going to be able to counter the Celtics. I expect Boston in this game to go in and win this game comfortably with the minus 11.5. Right now, while I'm doing this video, I haven't seen the first quarter line, but I might look for an early first quarter bet on Boston. I do expect them to come out hot out the gates and win this game wire to wire. In the second game of the night, we have the Miami Heat traveling up north to Canada to take on the Toronto Raptors. The Raptors are currently 3-point favorites, at Toronto favored by 2.5 in this game. Toronto, guys, is currently in the 9th spot, tied with the Atlanta Hawks, 37-38. Toronto is battling for the 8th spot, guys. This is what they need. They are almost guaranteed a spot in the play-in tournament, but they do need to move up. 8th place, we know, gives them a second chance just in case they lose the first round of the play-in tournament. They lose the first game, that will give them a second chance to play the winner of the 9th and the 10th seed. The Miami Heat, in other words, have different goals. They are currently in 7th place, but they're looking to jump up to the 6th spot, which gives them a direct berth to the playoffs. They're in a fight with Brooklyn. Miami does have the worst schedule between the two teams, between Miami and Brooklyn. They are going to need every game that they can get, but this game looks like a real tough one, guys. Toronto, we know, is a very good home team. They are 25-14 at home. Miami, not that great on the road, just 15-21. The injury report looks like it has pretty much cleaned out for the Raptors. They did have a bunch of players absent. From the looks of it, Gary Trent Jr. is the only one that's listed as questionable from the regulars, from the rotation players. So things are looking pretty good for the Raptors on the injury front. The Miami Heat have Kyle Lowry questionable. We know Kyle Lowry played a lot of years for the Toronto Raptors. I'm sure he wouldn't want to miss this game. I'm sure he would like to go in Toronto and get a nice win. In this ball game, guys, I am going to be looking to take Toronto here with the -3. I think this is kind of a tough spot for the Miami Heat. Plus, Miami is going to be in action the following night against the New York Knicks. It's going to be a tough 2-game schedule for them. I like Toronto in this spot for this game. In the next game, we have the Cleveland Cavs traveling to Atlanta to take on the Hawks. The Cavs currently are a 1.5 point favorite. I had Atlanta favored in this game by a point, not for any other reason that the Hawks need this ball game a lot more than Cleveland does. Cleveland, if you look at the standings, are very secure. They have clinched a playoff spot, but they still have motivation, guys, to win ball games. Why is that? Because the Philadelphia 76ers have lost 3 straight games, and now they're just 1.5 games behind Philadelphia for the 3rd spot. An extremely important 3rd spot. In the first round of the playoffs, guys, that'll match them up with one of the Brooklyn Nets, Miami Heat, or Atlanta Hawks. Of course, they would want to avoid the Knicks, a much more dangerous ball club. The Hawks are in a battle they will definitely be playing in the play-in tournament. The only thing we don't know yet is which seed they're going to have. Currently, they are sitting at 8th, tied actually with the Toronto Raptors, 37 and 38. But the Hawks do have an extremely tough remaining schedule, guys. After this game, they have Brooklyn on the road, Dallas, Chicago on the road, Washington, which is pretty much an easy game. Then they have Philadelphia and Boston. Extremely tough schedule. They do need this game very badly. When it's all said and done, I think they are going to finish either 9th or 10th. The Cavs, in my opinion, are the far superior team in this game. They do have motivation to move up to the 3rd spot, and they have an extremely easy schedule, guys, for the rest of the way. I haven't looked at all of the remaining schedules for the rest of the teams, but this definitely has to be one of the easiest ones. After this game against the Hawks, they have the Knicks at home, and then they have Indiana at home, Orlando twice on the road, and Charlotte. They have extremely good chances to move up, especially now with the Sixers losing. The Sixers do have some very tough ball games ahead of them. They also play against the Celtics. I think the Bucks. I think I saw that on their schedule. Plus, Embiid sat out. Harden has also been missing their previous games. They have a good shot to move up, and I think they're going to give it a go. This is an extremely important game for them. The only negative part about this is we see their big man Jarrett Allen is listed as questionable. Guys, I'm going to be monitoring this game very closely. If Jarrett Allen ends up playing, I am going to look to take Cleveland here. Cleveland, currently I have it as a money line, but like I just mentioned, Jarrett Allen needs to play in this game. This will definitely be one of the plays that will update later on in the day. But I do like Cleveland in this spot. The next game of the schedule, guys, with the Orlando Magic traveling to Memphis to take on the Grizzlies. A couple of hot teams. These two teams are both riding winning streaks. Memphis' winning streak is currently at 6. Orlando at 3. The Grizzlies, guys, are going to be playing in this ball game most likely without Ja Morant. He's on the injury report listed as doubtful. Doubtful pretty much means out. With a thigh injury. The Grizzlies, guys, are pretty much locked into the 2nd spot. I don't see them moving up. They are 3.5 games behind Denver and also 2.5 games in front of Sacramento. Looks like they are going to be finishing their regular season with the 2nd spot. The best home team in the league, 32-5. Orlando, a very tough ball club, even though they have not officially been eliminated from the playoffs. I think it's just a matter of just a couple of games for it to become mathematical. The Magic, guys, like I've said plenty of times, much respect to that team, that organization. They do not tank any ball games. They're going after wins, even though they are pretty much meaningless. The chances of them making the playoffs are slim to none. But nevertheless, they are playing out every single game with full maximum effort. In this ball game, guys, even though Ja Morant is going to be missing, I am going to be looking to take a play with Memphis in the -7.5. But with just for some insurance, because this game is also meaningless for Memphis, and we know Orlando plays everything out. I'm going to put a small bet on Orlando on the money line over here. But my main play over here, what I'm really looking to play in this ball game is Memphis and the -7.5. In the next ball game, guys, we have the Charlotte Hornets traveling to Oklahoma City to take on the Thunder. The Thunder are currently favored by 9 in this game. At a lot of places, guys, this game is off the board. The reason being is Shea Gilgeous-Alexander has popped up on the injury report. He's listed as questionable for this ball game with an ankle issue. I don't think he's going to be missing, guys. All of these games are extremely important for the Thunder. You know that they want to make the playoffs. This young team needs the experience. Moving forward, this is an up-and-coming team, and this is a game that they desperately need. The Hornets, guys, are coming off 2 straight wins, massive wins against the Mavs. They have been playing without any of their starters. Actually, Gordon Hayward was the only one that was playing. It looks like he's added to the injury report. They're going to be going in this matchup with some deep bench players. The Thunder in this game, guys, are the clear-cut favorites. Shea Gilgeous-Alexander playing or not. I still like the Thunder in this ball game. Even with this -9, I expect a blowout in this game. I'm going to go with the Thunder and the -9. And in the last game of the night, guys, we have the New Orleans Pelicans traveling to San Francisco to take on the Warriors. The Warriors are currently 9-point favorites, 8.5 at some places. I had Golden State favored by 8.5 in this game. The Warriors, guys, lost a tough one in their last one. They were at home playing against the Timberwolves. A bad turnover by Draymond Green in the final seconds of that ball game. He turned the ball over. Minnesota came down. Karl Anthony Towns hit a big 3, sending the Warriors to a tough defeat. Every game for the Warriors, guys, is extremely important. If you just take a look at the standings, you can see they are currently in the 7th spot, which leads to the play-in tournament. Tough place for the defending champs to be in. Especially, guys, if you look at the teams above them. Minnesota, they went to Sacramento, beat the Kings. The Clippers were at home, they beat the Bulls. And the Phoenix Suns were in Utah, they beat the Jazz, which adds a little more pressure to the Warriors, considering that they only have 6 games left in the season. Every game counts for them. The Pelicans are coming off a 5-game winning streak. They were in Portland, they blew out the Portland Trailblazers. But guys, if you look at the teams that the Pelicans have beaten during this 5-game winning streak, they beat the Rockets on the road, the Spurs, the Hornets, a great win against the Clippers where they shot lights out. I think they shot something like 62% from 3, and they blew out the Portland Trailblazers. The only negative here is the 3rd game in 4 nights. It can be extremely tough, especially going into a place, into a hostile environment like the home court for the Golden State Warriors. In this ball game, guys, even though the line does look extremely inflated, I think this is a very bad spot for the Pelicans. I'm going to be looking to take a play here with Golden State -9. I do think that this line will probably get bet down closer towards game time. Like I said, there are plenty of 8.5s out there. I do think Golden State, though, wins this game comfortably. And this is what I got for you guys on this Tuesday, March the 28th, 6-game schedule. We broke down all these games, did our analysis, got our picks, and we are ready to roll. Now, guys, if I do need to update some of these plays like I had to do yesterday, I will do that later on in the day. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't, and if you have already subscribed, make sure to have that notification bell hit to get the alert when I come on. Yesterday, I did come up with a nice little 2-team parlay that hit very easily. I love those because stress-free is the best way to win some of these bets. And anyways, guys, with that being said, I'm going to sign off for now. Good luck on whatever you decide to bet, and I will see you in the next video. Have a good one, guys. Later.